Okay, so I'm gonna do a tier list for which sets I think are best when it comes to team fight tactics. I think initially it was a great idea. It's fantastic, but over time there's been like a slow decline in it. Not just viewership, which is very noticeable. I think it like peaked season 6, season 5, but I think the viewership's as low as season 2. Actually, it may have peaked season 4, but that doesn't matter. But no, so I'm gonna just rate which one I think's best. Obviously, you know, I'll get told this nostalgia, but I think set one was the best. It was the least complicated set. For some reason, the developers of TFT they're going for more glamour than substance. You know, they have like 3 paragraph long passives attached to traits or class. I don't know what they call it. They call it one or the other. Maybe neither. Who knows? But I thought this set was the most not the most balanced. I mean, it had some broken bits. I think it was Master Yi. When people figured out how to play him, it was broken. That might have been Galaxies actually, but Master Yi was pretty busted. That was probably Galaxies. Now that I think about it. Pirates were fun. I think it was Cannoneer, but they had better, I guess, auto attack based items, right? So I think they had rapid fire, but they also had I think it was Hush. I forgot what that did. I think it applied a silence, 33% chance for silence on an auto attack, something like that. But like the auto attack champions were fun, and they weren't actually based on the auto attack champions themselves, other than I think like Rengar or any wild. I think it was just like you either go on hit or you go for heavy damage. But this was a fun set. I think they had the best pirates. The recent set they fucked up on pirates. They made it an 8 trait. The whole point of pirates was it was a quick, efficient comp that I think you had like Gangplank late game, but you had a strong unit late game. But the early game was also like moderately strong. But it was fun. That's the thing. Pirates was fun. Rise of the Elements. I didn't like it. I felt like the balance was fucking wacky. I think it was Electric was the one I enjoyed most. Foley Bear and Orn because I like tanky comps, and that just wasn't a chief. I used to like going like tank frontline, auto attack backline. I'm not a big fan of mage champions just because they're like super item dependent. Auto attack based champions usually they're about auto attacking. You know, you'll have one carry with items usually, but like 3 without. But like mages, it feels like you just item stack one, and then it just bursts the whole enemy team down if it like works right. But this one was crazy. You got Singed, Zed. Must have been a balancing nightmare. Thematically, it was good. Just like I feel like the execution wasn't the greatest. I don't remember too much about it. I didn't like it. Okay, Galaxies. I thought Galaxies was fun. I thought it was almost the best set. I think set one was the best. I think Galaxies was pretty close. I mean, Galaxies was fantastic. It wasn't like other than when like Dark Stars went rampant, but everything was beatable. There wasn't a single thing that I was playing against other than like mech sometimes. It's like 10 people would go mech, but that's because mech was fun. And then there was the whole glitch that became a feature, where you could have like two fizzes. So like your mech wouldn't actually. I forgot how it worked. I think it was like you go double rumble, so you could just play with your fizz, or you went double fizz. But Mech Assassins was pretty brutal. I didn't feel like there was much of a change. I felt like it was really solid. I think they introduced Hex Tech right here. But I think Galaxies was fun. I didn't notice overall too much of a difference between these. Nothing memorable, at least. Okay, Fates. Uh, put Fates right there. I don't remember too much about Fates. I remember Galio was fun. Um, I didn't like how Fortune worked because it was so dependent on getting a early Tom Kench with Fortune 2. I just don't feel like adding RNG to an RNG based game is better. But I like the way the units were. I just didn't like that. If they would have like kept the units same and then they would have taken away the fucking chosen mechanic and like moved every synergy down one except for brothers, obviously. I feel like it would have been a fucking killer set. Galio was fun though. I really enjoyed Galio. You almost never got the full. I think I forgot what it was. It was like Nitrate Demon. Whichever one had Elise in it, you rarely got that, if ever at all. But it was great. Reckoning, terrible. Fucking get it out of here, dude. What the fuck were they thinking? This was a little bit better, but it was still terrible. Like it was just bad. I think it was like Hecarim was overpowered. Hecarim, and then you also had like fucking Viego. Viego would just like siphon your backline, just suck them all up. Now you're being attacked by the enemy, your own team. It's like, come on. And then I forgot what they did for this, but all I know is it's terrible. Get it out of here. Okay, Gizmo Gadgets. I think this is the one where I peaked skill wise. Um, it wasn't very balanced. It was actually very not balanced. Don't have anything good to say about it. It was pretty bad. Like, I think thematically it was great, right? Thematically, I just felt like the execution was bad. Some of the tier 5 units were just too strong. I don't know why they did it like that. Yeah, it just wasn't good. Dragon Lance. This is the worst one yet. Um, they went wild. They changed the whole balance of the game. So like the way you gotta view it is like fucking Super Saiyan, right? This sounds stupid, but like you have your base units, which let's just say that's regular people, regular Saiyans. Then you have like your 4 stars and above. So those are like your Super Saiyans, your 4 stars, 5 stars. So they were trying to balance the dragons as being the 8 cost are superior to the 4 cost, and they're supposed to be like as strong or a little bit stronger than a 5 cost, but you can't really balance that very well because it completely fucks up the tempo of the game. Like, I'm not sure what they were thinking when they did that. I think they were like going for a cool, let's add dragons thematic. It looked cool at first when they showed the trailer. When Alalia was a champion, remember that? It was supposed to be like a 5 star. They got rid of her because they said a 5 star Astrals doesn't make sense. So they introduce a 10 star dragon, which they can't seem to balance correctly for some reason. But no, it's like they tried like balancing the dragons between Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. So they tried doing like the super. I'm not sure if you watch Dragon Ball Z, but Super Vegeta and Super Goku are like right in between. So like they're stronger than Super Saiyan 1, but they're like too bulky and slow for Super Saiyan 2. And then like they tried like balancing the 10-star dragons, and they're just crazy, man. Like A Soul, they can't balance it because first off, it's too expensive. But second off, it's like all 5 stars are super strong. So you're just like introducing a 5-star that's like super strong, but stronger than super strong. Like a 5-star or a 5 cost 3-star is going to wipe a board. That's just how they're built. It's like you earn this. And 10-star dragons are crazy because a 2-star dragon is like the equivalent cost of a 3-star plus a 2-star fucking no, it's like so it's like 45 for yeah, 2-star dragon is worth more. No, I'm a fucking idiot. I suck at math. So 15, 15, 15, that's 45. Okay, so that's how you get 3-star 5 cost. So like 3.5 10-star dragons is supposed to equal when it comes to like currency, so gold equal to what the fuck am I saying? I'm having a mental breakdown. All I know is 10-star dragons, impossible to balance, terrible decision for design. It's like when they introduced Lux. Like Lux can like literally make or break a team. She was that strong when they introduced her to elements. Because not only does she make it easier to chase traits and like hit those traits higher, but she was a 7 cost, so she had to be stronger than a 5 cost. And it's like you have to make her too strong in order to make her cost efficient. It doesn't make sense why they did that. But it's terrible. And there's no Dragonlands set 7.5, so I'll just add it where I think it belongs. I think it's like bottom of C. They address some of the economic issues of it, but they don't address the tempo issues. Instead, they added more dragons and made it where like you're supposed to be chasing a full team of dragons, but it's not actually worth it. It's kind of fun, but not really. It's like just not good. I don't know who decided that dragon thematic was it, but it was terrible. The 4 economic things they added to it. So like one of the things they forget about the game is they increased. So there was a couple economic classes. I think it was set 1 because of pirates. But they introduced so many fucking economic they like changed the how much gold it took to level up. So level 9 from 8 to 9 used to be 50 gold. Now it's 80. And they did that because they said there was too much currency in the game. Right? I think it was like set it was like set 1 or set 2. I think it was set 1. But yeah, they said there's too much currency in the game, so they increased the cost to level up. But the thing they forgot about is like now you changed how fast people can hit the end game quicker, right? And I think people started saving up more money, so they like prolonged like they put more money into leveling up, which like weakened their board, slowed down fights. So they're like, oh, we're gonna decrease, but then people like have a shit ton of money and go for 5 stars and start winning. So like we're gonna decrease the percent chance of getting 5 stars at earlier levels because people started like just rolling at 8 for 5 stars. I think it was 7 or 8. But I think at 7 it used to be like 2% and 8 used to be like 6. Now it's 1 5. So they changed that. completely changed the tempo of the game. Then they like in the recent set 7.5, they had 4 fucking possible currency things. So you go Shimmer Scale, sometimes Mirage, Lagoon, Astral. Lagoon and Astral fill the same niche. So typically you either go like one of their off things. So like Astral, sometimes you'll go Swift Shot instead of mages, but typically you go mage, right? Astral or Lagoon does the same thing. So sometimes you go mage, use that Silas as a pivot point because Silas will fulfill Bruiser and um, mage. But like both of them are like currency based, item based, kind of like spell comps, and it's like, why would you introduce 2 classes that are almost the exact same? Doesn't make sense. Guardians are weird because like their ability is a one-off thing. So it's like they're like Protector but not as good. Right? Protector always like had the chance of like being hyper tanky by like spamming shields. But Guardians will either be hyper tanky or just completely squish. Protector, you know, you had some odd synergies like was it Aurelian Soul? He just constantly spammed his ability, so he constantly had a shield. Like, it's not. It's why introduce so many currency based things? Shimmer Scale is an RNG based currency thing too, which is even worse. And the Shimmer Scale items are stronger than natural items, and like the ability to speed up tempo, but like because it's so RNG based, sometimes you get like innovative investor, I think is what it's called. And basically Shimmer Scale's a dud till you hit 5 or 7. Right? It's basically like your trades suck, but then you get like 8 gold in Diamond Hands, which is good. But it's like it's so RNG based. You get fucking Draven's Axe from the start, you're fucking smooth sailing. You get Gambler's Blade, smooth sailing. You get Victor's passive. I forgot what that rod's called. Like that one's the strongest. You put one of those, you can get 50 gold before the first rotation's done. That's like, why? Why are Shimmer Scale items free? So good and so cost effective. And then you got Mirage Pirates. It's a trait chase. It shouldn't be. Pirates was all about it being super easy to fit in and super efficient. It doesn't make sense why they went that route. I think Mirage is a trash trade. It's hard to balance. It's inconsistent. And then like Nunu's busted. Like that's the biggest problem with the recent set. It's Nunu. Not Nunu. It's how busted some units will be with the right synergies. And it shouldn't be. So set 7.5's gotta be right here. That's gonna be my breakdown. Set 1 superior. Galaxies were decent. Fates were alright. Then it's kind of been downhill. Elements. Actually, let's put elements right here. Elements was the worst. I hated elements so much. Some people like it. I didn't. But it just wasn't for me.